Good day everyone, we are the group Ionic Bonds and today we will be discussing the different properties and changes of matter in the zoo/the park. But before anything else, let us first define what is property and change in matter. A physical property is something that you can see or measure about matter without changing what it is. Examples are color, size, shape, and texture.
Chemical properties are those that a substance shows as it changes into or interacts with another substance or substances. These properties are only observed during a chemical reaction and result in the formation of new substances.
Good day everyone! Today I will be discussing what physical changes and the examples of it on certain areas, specifically parks and zoos. First of all, what is physical change? Physical change happens when a substance only changes in its appearance or form, such as its size, shape, or state. But the actual substance itself remains the same and does not turn into something new.
So what is chemical change? Chemical change occurs when a substance is converted into a different substance through chemical reactions, breaking and forming chemical bonds. This change is irreversible as the atoms are rearranged to form new products with different characteristics from its original materials.
For the physical properties that can be found in the park/the zoo, the first thing is how something looks. For my example, the first one is the bougainvillea flowers are color pink. The second one is the elephant is a big animal. And the last one is the panda has black spots all over it. The next one is how something feels or its texture. My examples are, the first one is the snake scales feels cold and smooth to touch. The second one is the bark of the tree is rough. The last one is the sand in the play area is grainy. The third one is how something smells. For the examples, the first one is the dirt/soil smells earthy. The second one, the blooming flowers has a fresh scent. And the last one, the waste of animals have a pungent and unpleasant odor. The fourth one is how something sounds. And the examples are the birds are chirping melodically. The second one is the faint rustling of leaves in the wind. And the third one, the murmuring chatter of visitors. For the last physical property, it is what something does. And the examples are the leaves in the tree branches are swaying gently. The second one is the fish in the pond are swimming around freely. And the last one is the bees are collecting pollen and nectar from the flowers.
Now, here are examples of chemical properties observed in the zoo. First is snake digestion, where strong stomach acid breaks down food and bones chemically. Next is rust on a cage, formed when metal reacts with water and oxygen. Then comes the firefly, which produces light through a chemical reaction in its body. After that is leftover foods, where bacteria break it down into new substances. Next is the chameleon, which sometimes changes color due to chemical changes in skin pigments. And finally is animal digestion, where food is chemically broken down into nutrients. All of this show chemical properties in action at the zoo.
For number one, we have leaves falling from trees and drying up on the ground. A leaf falling from a tree is a physical change because it only changed the appearance of the tree, making a slight physical difference. For number two, animals leaving footprints on soil or sand. Animals leaving footprints on soil or sand is a physical change because the weight of the animals pressed on the ground change the soil's or sand's physical appearance. For number three, we have leaves crumbling when stepped on. Leaves crumbling when stepped on is a physical change because only the size, shape, and the texture of the leaves are altered. It is an example of physical change because the leaves crumble when stepped on, changing the once whole leaf into smaller pieces. 4. Rainwater collecting in puddles and later drying up is a physical change because the water only changes its state from liquid to gas through evaporation. Its composition remains the same. It is still water, whether it is in liquid form or has evaporated into water vapor. For number 5, we have dandelions being blown by the wind or by someone. Dandelions being blown by the wind or by someone is a physical change because only the seeds are scattered and separated from the flower. The process changes the appearance and arrangement of the dandelion. For number 6, our last example, we have grass bending when stepped on. It is a physical change because only its shape is altered. The grass blades are pressed down temporarily, but their composition and structure remain the same.
So now here we have 6 examples of chemical changes that occur in zoos and parks. First up is animal digestion. Foods eaten by animals are broken down chemically by acids and enzymes in their stomach, getting nutrients and vitamins that the body absorbs. This actually does not only apply to animals but also to us humans as well. Next is the rusting of metal enclosures. Metal gets rusty when it goes through a process called oxidation. Oxidation is the exposure to water, oxygen, and moisture, which results in the loss of electrons in the metal, and when it's combined with oxygen, it forms iron oxides, which is actually known as rust. Next up is spoilage and decomposition. Now these two are actually related, but they're not exactly the same. Rotting of food or spoilage, this basically refers to the breakdown of food in a way that makes it unsafe for human consumption. This is when the leftover food gets moldy and releases a foul smell. Now, the composition of waste is a natural biological process where organic materials like food, plants, and animal remains are broken down into much simpler substances by microorganisms. Furthermore, the composition does not only focus on the food, but all other organic matters in nature. As we can see in the picture in the presentation, the decomposition of waste is actually sort of like a cycle, wherein once it is broken down into much simpler substances, it goes back to the natural soil, which then where we, produce food and so on and so forth. So that we have our photosynthesis and cleaning with disinfectants. Photosynthesis, as we all know, it is water and carbon dioxide that plants absorb that turn into glucose and oxygen with the help of sunlight. Glucose serves as a plant's source of energy while oxygen is released into the atmosphere. And cleaning with disinfectants, it generally reacts with other chemicals and kills bacteria and viruses, hence chemical change.